Hello to our loyal KnowSpice followers, the channel where history, politics, and hard facts are shared with a spicy twist. Today we're diving into the story of one of the most controversial political figures of the 21st century, Donald J. Trump. Whether you are a supporter or one of the harsh critics, you can't deny that his presidency was filled with strange, unexpected, and often shocking decisions. In this video, we'll walk through 10 of Trump's most controversial and consequential decisions, moves that shook not only the United States, but the world. Decision number 1. Pulling out of the Paris Climate Agreement. In June 2017, Trump announced that the U.S. would withdraw from the Paris Climate According Global Agreement signed by over 190 countries aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions and curbing global warming. Trump called the agreement a hoax against America and claimed it unfairly restricted American industries to benefit other nations. But environmental experts said the withdrawal damaged not only the planet, but also America's global credibility. Even Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, resigned from Trump's Economic Advisory Council in protest. The global reaction was harsh, with European nations viewing the move as a serious blow to international cooperation. Decision number 2. The Muslim Ban Executive Order. In his first week in office, Trump signed an executive order banning entry into the U.S. for citizens of 7 predominantly Muslim countries: Iran, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, Sudan, Somalia, and Libya. The result? Chaos erupted at U.S. airports. Families were separated. Students were denied entry. Massive street protests and legal battles followed, along with a global wave of outrage. Critics labeled the order as racist and unconstitutional. Courts repeatedly blocked it until revised versions eventually received approval from the Supreme Court. Decision number 3. Moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. In December 2017, Trump announced that the U.S. would move its embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, a dramatic reversal of decades of American policy. For Palestinians, it was seen as a death of the two-state solution. Massive protests erupted in Gaza. Dozens were killed. Even close U.S. allies like France and the UK voiced concern. Trump and his supporters, however, called it a bold recognition of political reality, a decision with lasting geopolitical consequences. Decision number 4. Starting a trade war with China. Trump believed China was ripping off the U.S. economy. He imposed heavy tariffs on Chinese imports from steel to electronics. China retaliated with its own tariffs. The result? American farmers suffered, consumer prices went up, and global markets grew unstable. Trump's goal was to reduce the U.S. trade deficit with China, but many economists said that tariff war hurt American consumers more than it did China's economy. Decision number 5. Meeting with Kim Jong-un. In a historic move, Trump North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un not once but 3 times, first in Singapore, then in Vietnam, and finally at the Korean DMZ. He claimed the meetings reduced tensions, but no concrete or enforceable agreements were made. North Korea's nuclear program continued, and many viewed the summits as mere political theater. Still, Trump supporters saw this as unconventional diplomacy, something no other U.S. president had dared attempt. Decision number 6. Exiting the Iran nuclear deal, JCPOA. In May 2018, Trump declared that the U.S. was withdrawing from the Iran nuclear deal, a landmark agreement reached during Obama's presidency after years of negotiations. The withdrawal triggered renewed sanctions on Iran and heightened tensions in the Middle East. Tanker attacks in the Persian Gulf and strikes on U.S. bases followed. The EU tried to keep the deal alive, but U.S. secondary sanctions made foreign trade with Iran nearly impossible. Decision number 7. Zero tolerance immigration policy and child suppression. In 2018, Trump's new border policy led to thousands of migrant children being separated from their parents. Images of kids in metal cages and the sounds of their crying filled the news. Protests erupted across the U.S. and the world. Even First Lady Melania Trump subtly criticized the policy. Eventually, Trump signed an executive order to end family separation, but the psychological trauma to those families remains. Decision number 8. Withdrawing from the World Health Organization during COVID-19. In 2020, at the height of the COVID-19 crisis, Trump announced the U.S. would halt funding to the World Health Organization and began formal withdrawal procedures. He accused the WHO of bias toward China and mismanaging the pandemic. The move drew fierce criticism from the scientific community, the EU, and even U.S. health officials. One of Joe Biden's first actions as president in 2021 was to reverse this and rejoin the WHO. Decision number 9. The Capitol Insurrection, January 6, 2021. On the day Congress was set to certify the presidential election results, Trump gave a fiery speech near the White House saying, "If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore." Soon after, his supporters stormed the Capitol, windows smashed, offices looted, lawmakers evacuated, and several people died. Trump was accused of inciting the riot. He was impeached for a second time, making history. It was one of the darkest days in American democratic history. And the last one, decision number 10. War on the media and intelligence agencies. Trump repeatedly called the media the enemy of the people. He insulted journalists, banned critical reporters from press briefings, and openly clashed with press freedom. He also went to war with agencies like the FBI and CIA, firing officials who didn't align with him. These moves sparked serious concerns about the independence of democratic institutions and freedom of speech in the U.S. The Trump era was a time of bold, polarizing, and deeply impactful decisions, from foreign policy to domestic governance, from climatic action to immigration. No domain was left untouched by controversy. It may take years to fully understand the long-term impact of his decisions. But one thing is certain: Donald Trump reshaped history, drawing a clear line between the before and after of his presidency. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe to KnowSpice, and tell us in the comments which Trump decision do you think had the biggest impact, or which one was the most dangerous. Until next video, take care.